Hello. Let's see. I'm hoping somebody comment for me. I'm trying to get it so I can see it on the other phone, the comments, because when they show up here while I'm live, I can't, they like disappear. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I see it now. Hello, Margaret. All right, I found it. So hopefully it'll keep showing up. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We shall see. So I thought I'd come on. All my paint's kind of drying up. I gotta get some mottling done on this baby that I'm doing. So I thought I would, hi Patricia. I thought I would come on while you guys watch me screw this up because I'm gonna try to do it and talk to you at the same time. So I have Jeff, my husband's working out of town today. So every once in a while I might get quiet because I'm reading his text message. He likes, if I tell him I'm on, he will not stop texting me. Oh, is it rainy in the UK? I wish it was rainy here. It's hot and it's only 80 degrees. I'm already complaining. I'm like, it's supposed to cool off tomorrow though. It's supposed to be nice. So I'm done with these ones. Now, I brought a bunch of water down. Last time I was thirsty as heck. So somebody asked me on one of the videos I just put up what I use for the Prismacolor pencil. I have a little pack of them, but I've been practicing on this, on my limb. And you know, if it's sharp and you have deep lines, this will work really good other than the paint. Because I know when I do creases with the paint that it looks like it's smudged, you know, but that's the way it's supposed to look. But with the color pencil, you're able to get more defined in the line. This one's brown, but that's okay. I can take this off. But it would be way easier to use. Is it cold in Canada? So that cool air and all of that's got to be coming my way because it's going to get hot again next week, though. So I shouldn't just enjoy it while I can. So I found this little container thing to keep my sponges in so they don't get yucky. I don't know why I didn't do it before. So my mottling stages, everybody does them differently. But mine is blue, yellow, like a maroon. When I get to the maroon, that's when I do the lips and stuff like that too. And then there's green and purple. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. And I've noticed if I don't put flesh in between them, the color looks different. So with this kit, I'm going to put a flesh layer in between them. So the first layer is the blue. So it's been sitting. She's cute. I did the red layer, but you got to be careful with red. See what happens. She looks like she has birthmarks, which is fine. Ariel hasn't told me if she wants hair or not, so I don't know. But yeah, make sure you put the gloves on, especially when I'm doing this stuff because it gets all over my fingers. And I probably should put my my apron on. I'll ruin my shirt because it splatters. So how is everybody doing? It's Tuesday, and as long as I can continue to do it, and it works out, I am going to try to do a live on Tuesday. I don't know if it'll be every Tuesday or if it'll just be a once in a while thing. I did go on this morning in the community tab to let everybody know that I was going to be on, but I don't know if people will show up. I don't know. Let's see. Make sure there's no hairs. Now I have blue right here. See, if you leave it air dry, paint's air dry. So I just have to mix it up really good. I'll probably have to make another batch. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to because this isn't going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. So I put up the Twin Tuesday. I did that in kind of a little bit of a hurry. Yes, well, I wasn't in a hurry. I got to remember that I need to change them on the weekend so I can film it on Monday so I can get it up on Tuesday, or film it on the weekend so it's ready to go. I did everything last minute yesterday. And I got a haul, but I'm waiting because I'm debating if I'm going shopping tomorrow. With the prices the way they are, hubby went through the freezer down here. He's like, I don't think you need to get any more meat. And that's pretty much the only reason why I go so far, is to get meat. Will be, and all this stuff about, oh my gosh, the formula stuff. Oh my heck, when I went grocery shopping, I purposely went down the baby aisle, which I usually do anyway. And they have formula at my store. They have certain kinds of it, which is, I imagine in the big cities it's a lot worse. But down here in little Podunk, Utah, it's not bad. You can find it. Toilet paper went up in price. I used to get like a 12-pack roll for $5, and all of them have gone up to almost $10. I'm like, whoo, oh my heck. So there's a lot going on. I think I need to water that down a little more. That's going to come out way too much. Oh, have you? I know. I just ordered some hair from Dolls by Sandy. That's where I get it from. And I got a 1/2 ounce of light brown and a 1/4 ounce of dark brown, or vice versa. I can't remember. I just did it this morning. Anyway, I ordered it this morning. She's already shipped it. So I will get it. Comes from Pennsylvania. So I will get it. Today's Tuesday. Maybe by Friday. And I just looked through my rooting box because Ariel hasn't told me if she wants me to root the head on this or not. I'm like, ooh, I need hair. I don't have any hair. But for the one that I'm doing, I'm debating on getting a wig, really. I have a wig, but I don't think it'll fit that doll's head. So I put a little bit on and do it like that. And it looks like it's like really big blue. It's not that bad. It's really not. I do the back first because that's where it's the darkest. And then I will do the front. And just kind of tap it. Because you can see the water. You can see the watermark, see? And you don't want that. So you have to go back over either with another dry brush. I just take this sponge and kind of tap it. You don't rub it, just tap it and get the excess little watermarks off. and it comes out good. And I like this. I have tried a different blue. I've got like a turquoise bluey color. And when I use that, it doesn't come up. But when I use this blue, see, it looks like veining. It looks like veining. I don't want to put too much on her face. Ariel doesn't really like the mottling. I do. I love it. I think it's cute. So it comes out, looks like veins. See, and it's not this like bright like that. So I'll do that. And then by the time I'm done with the rest of the limbs and stuff, the head will be dry and I can move on to the next thing. Hello. So it's not too bad. I need to put the cover back on that, or I'm gonna have a mess. And I really like my sponges that I made the very first time. These are the first ones I've made. These are like 3. Well, I've been on since 4 years, I think. And I've had these at least 3 years. I just reuse them. They haven't gotten gunky enough for me to not do it. So I thought I'd come on and visit with everybody and say hello. I didn't know if I was going to be able to chat and do this at the same time. Really? Why do people do that? You know, it's not a, excuse my French, it's not a friggin' secret. That's just mean. I mean, if you want to, it's not a secret. You can go on. That's why it's getting harder to find tutorials on how to do this, because people are scared they're going to get crap for it. So there's the arm. See, it looks like veins. And then when you add the other colors and everything, it looks really cool. It looks really cool. Right now, it just looks like bruising. It's not bruising. You know, that's, I post, I did a painting video. Actually, I've done a few of them. And where I guess I didn't go into huge detail, but then again, yeah, I did. I showed you what I use. That's right. She can do whatever she wants. And she should be able to. It's her channel. It's her page. It's if she wants to help people, then help them. I printed out her stuff because she said you could. I haven't done it yet because I'm waiting for her to finish it. And then I will paint a kit using her tutorial. And so, and if I decide to do it on a video, then I will give her credit. This is her tutorial, you know? And that's all you got to do is give the person the credit who's helped you, you know? And I always do that. I say, you know, I use a net from Miracle Baby's Nursery. She's out of Australia. And I watch her videos because there's a couple of freebie ones out there. She's one of them that I really like, because she shows heat set paint and air dry paint. And I tell you that I think this is who I'm using now, actually. I think it's hers. And I'll write it down. Yeah, let's see. Yep, paint with a net. Yeah, I'm using her tutorial, but I'm changing it a little bit. Where I'm adding flesh layers in between the mottling, and I added a flesh layer in the beginning. But it's still her tutorial, you know. And if you guys want to go watch her tutorial, go watch it. And I always link, I link it and stuff. Here's the other arm. Let me see. Yeah, we have to start, exactly, we have to start somewhere. And then with the big C word going, you can't go anywhere. I don't have anybody around me that I know of that paints. Otherwise, I would have tried to get in touch with them. Hey, you want to get together? Would you be interested? You ask, you know. Oh, my heck. You know, Annette has, when I first started watching her, she didn't have a written down tutorial. She just did it. She has a book now. She made a book, just like um Pink. What is her name? Um Pink Hearts Nursery, and you know, and she put it to print. And if you want to buy it, it's in her store. You know, go buy it. But if you want to watch me paint, I'll tell you how to. I mean, that I just watched her for the toddler one, and she didn't. She tried to go place by place by place, but I think she did a little bit different on some things, and she'll tell you that she's done a little different. But I always watch her first and then go back to it because she'll go, oh, don't do that, So you want to make sure you watch them first. But if somebody, cause I've had a bunch of people ask me, hey, how did you do? What do you use? What do you use to seal them? Because I don't do heat set. So they wanted to know what I do to varnish them, to seal them, varnish them. And so I show you, it's Americana. I use that. And I also have the Glass and Tile Medium. I also have Duraclear Soft Touch Varnish by Deco Art, Americana. It's the same company, I guess. So here's the Lake Prior. See, this is a little bit of an older baby, so it's not as dark. But you can see here, I made a boo-boo. Can you see it? Right there. See the boo-boo? And I saw it after the fact. And there's one right here, too. Right there. I'm like, crap. So I'm going to have to disguise it. So I figured when I go in to do the mottling with the blue, I can go over that. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm going to go over it just like that. Just like that. And everybody paints different. I've said this a ton of times. You can use the same tutorial, the same steps, the same paint, the same kit, and each artist that does it, it's going to look totally different. Like when I paint twins, I paint them at the same time because I want them to have the same look. And even then, they're a little different. They're going to be a little different. That's why I have, these art, and especially YouTube people, I just got told that I can have, I think you'll see it too at the bottom, is, hello, is, um, to it's part of the YouTube thing. If people want to donate or offer a tip, money wise, there's ways you can do that. You can have a Patreon. I have a Patreon. I also haven't done anything on there in a little while. I have painting over there on my Patreon, but I decided I was going to do a couple over here. So I did a couple over here. See, now that little boo-boo is all gone. It blends in. So, and then there's a little thanks button. There's a thanks button and there's a membership button. I don't know if membership is the same thing. I don't think you have to. You might have to. I don't know. I think there's either way, both of those are money related. And I told you about them. You don't have to do them. Do not feel obligated. That's only if you want to, kind of thing, And, you know, so if you want to get paid for your work and all that, that's great. You know, offer tutorial, one-on-one services. I would love that for somebody that's experienced, you know. I would absolutely love that. And that would be something that I would be willing to pay to do because I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm just going off of what I've seen. You know, I could be doing it totally wrong. You know, I love, and I have never, I've seen, Jake is a heat set paint baby, and I've seen his coloring and how it's painted and stuff. And I'm still trying to master. I did it with Angel. I have not been able to do it again, where it looks so smooth and you don't see any paint. You know, it looks really good. I just messed her up a little bit. She's for sale, but I flat out say that she has a boo-boo, you know. So here's this leg. That's clothing. Yeah, I know. That's right. No two are the same. Even if you paint them the same time, they're not the same. Yeah. I mean, if there was somebody close by, I mean, you could go to the Rose Doll show and sign up for that, but that's not one, you know, that's really not one-on-one devotion, you know. I thought about asking, it's In Love with Reborn, Stephanie and Jackie. I wonder if they would do that because they're really good. They use heat set paints though, but especially Jackie for rooting. Oh my gosh, I wish I could be that good. I get the mapping part of it, and but it's still, I mean, no one was able to tell me how do you space it? How do you know how to space it? Because when you map, you've got like, you know, you've got lines. You've got, I don't know if I have it written down. Let me see. I might. I think I made a little chart thing on how to root on one of these things. It's not this one. I made a little, yeah, right here. This is my little how-to notebook. See, you get how to root, right? And you just go in between these lines, but how close do you go to each other? You know what I mean? You're in that one little section. How far apart do you root? You know what I mean? Nobody can tell me that. Just on how you think it should look, I guess. I don't know. But I would love to take a rooting class. Micro rooting, I get it. But to actually do it, it takes practice. And you can mess up a lot of stuff by practicing. I know, the Rose Doll Show, I live here in Utah, and it's still, and they've done it different this year. They're only letting so many people in. But it's way up north. And I am about, let's see, they're up by Bountiful. So it's just to Salt Lake from here is 2.5 hours. And I think they're another half an hour, 45 minutes from Salt Lake north. So, you know, that I would have to, I mean, I could do it in a day trip and stuff, but I don't know. I did do the online thing last year. That was fun. I entered Angel, actually. So it was pretty fun. And yeah, if you see somebody one time, I've gotten so that I've gotten to the point where I need to write their names down. So when I do watch a tutorial or whatever, I will write the name on the top. I actually put a date here, 2019, because I did the class with Annette. I was on there every day for, I got a hole in my glove. Every day for, I think it was a week. watching her tutorials, and I just made notes. And I probably watch after she does one, I will watch it, I'll watch it with her, and then I'll go back and watch it again, because I can kind of speed through certain things. And then I will write it down. It takes me forever to write it down because you have to stop, start and stop, start and stop. And so now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add a flesh layer. I don't know how all this, that's why I started putting these in here, because there's hair everywhere. So when I go to use this, I got to make sure there's no hair on it. I have a little flesh. Actually, I don't want to use this one. This is the mottling flesh. I don't know if I want to do that or just pounce it. I may just pounce it, because that's what I do at the end. Is just pounce it. Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, if you all watch, do you guys watch Kits to Cradle's Nursery? Her sweet little doggy passed away. So if you watch her, make sure you go over and message her and give your condolences and stuff. That was her baby. She just posted, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Poor baby. We just lost Belle not too long ago here. It was in January. And it's just sad. They're part of your family, you know. It's way sad. And my post office lady, her husband's daughter's dog, but they kind of take care of her. They had to put her down. She's only 6 months old. Poor thing. I got the head because I want to try painting hair. And so I got the head. I just picked this up at the thrift store. It's one of these little, but the head it's a little stiffer than regular vinyl. But I bought a head, and I've got the paints, but I have to find somebody that paints tutorials so I can watch them. And there's a few out there, but they've already started. And you just watch them paint. And it's like, no, I need from the start how to go. And I've got the pens, the brushes for painting hair. I've got a few, and I bought this new one. Where is that anyway? It's I don't know what I did with it. It's a painting hair one. Oh, right here. Okay. I'll show you. This one. This one. This one. These ones. So I can't remember who I was watching. I watched several people. What's her channel? Creative. I suck at names. I can't remember. But I did buy, before I bought these, my husband cut some for me. And then I have these ones. And I have these, which I've noticed a lot of them using. This one is, let's see, skinny. Is that the skinnier one? They have different sizes. But these aren't, I don't think these are the same kind that they're using. So I'm going to go on to, I don't know if it's Bountiful Baby or if it's Dolls by Sam. You can buy these that they use to paint with. And I think I'm going to invest in those. This was a 3-pack that I got off of Amazon. Looked like they were using this and they just cut the tip so it's really fine or whatever. So I do have that, and I have a bunch of brown colors. I have black. I have burnt umber. I have burnt sienna or whatever the color that is, like a yellowy mustardy color. I've got all the paint, and I've got most of the brushes. I just haven't. That scares me. I mean, I can root, and it may not come out very well, but I can root. It's just not real. And I know it's the hair that I'm using, why it looks the way it does, because I'm not buying $50 mohair, you know. I'm buying Dolls by Sandy mohair, which is way cheaper, you know. So Christina, you can paint but not root, or you can root and not paint. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, rooting took me, God, I was probably watching those videos for a year before I got up the gumption to even attempt it. You know, I wanted to make sure I got the mapping down because I was worried about that. And I finally figured out you just do it on paper, you know, make it on paper. I have a picture up here of a baby swirl. I have my friend's baby right here. I actually, when I was at my daughter's house, um, um, and I asked her, I said, I need baby pictures of the kids. So she gave me some good ones. There's some of my granddaughter. She has a little scratch mark or something on her cheek. And there's different ones in their hairline and stuff. I said, I need those. But I have my pictures of my real babies over here that you guys see in the videos over here. I'm trying to get all the pictures of my grandkids. And I have one great grandchild. So I will put her in there too. But I want to do another frame with all my grandkids in it. And this is distilled water. I have a big tub of it down here. And I just put it in one of these ketchup bottles or whatever. I put it in that. And I use this for measuring it. It's a half teaspoon. That's how much water I put in my cups. And then I go from there. Now, I think I have the Flush. I'm using Flush, is what it's called. And this is my paint attacher, is what I call it. It helps the paint adhere to the vinyl. And you only need a drop. I mean, this is a small bottle, and you only need one drop. But it turns the, see how it's turning the, see how it's turning it a white? Well, because of that, it changes the color of the paint. So this is Flush. It's like it's a tan color. It's probably the color of my skin, actually. No, this is lighter. But this is the color I'm using for this one. And you just mix the paint on how you want it to look. If you want it darker, add more paint. And I typically just use this brush, this one, and I just put it on this side and put it in. And I'll show you. That light's too much. It's that color. And if I was doing 2 babies, I would make a double batch of this. And I probably wouldn't use all of it. Yes, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, she's really good. And she uses, and I've actually contacted her about a couple of stuff when I was first doing stuff. It's like, well, what do you use to prime your doll, you know, prime and stuff? And I've asked her different questions and stuff. And she answers you. She'll answer you. And she's gotten, so now she'll do lives like I'm doing now and paint with her. But she's already started painting, so you don't see the actual beginning part. And it's just like this. I've already painted the first washes and stuff. Now I'm at the mottling part, but I'm going to add a Flush layer to this. It's been sitting while we're talking, so it's probably good. But it helps to do, see, and I just go through like this. and just tap it on. Tap it on, tap it off. What is that movie, Karate Kid? Wax on, wax off kind of thing, you know? Yeah, she's really good. And she lives in Ohio, I think. She lives in Ohio. My son lives in Ohio. And it's like, dang it. You know, everybody pretty much that paints or whatever that I've noticed are either out of country or they're in the Midwest somewhere. And it's like, is there anybody in the West Coast? Not California, though. I would never go to California. But I don't like to travel. So I wouldn't mind. I'd love to do a meetup, though. I don't know how many. I don't know if there's any people around me. You know what I mean? I know there's a few up in Salt Lake and stuff, but I don't know if there's any down here. So if we, from down here to Salt Lake, we could probably meet in Provo area. That'd be like halfway, I would think. Be around halfway. I don't know. It would be fun. It would be so fun. Oh, yeah, I like Annette. She's fun. And she makes it fun, you know? And I love her book. And it's in Australia. So I don't know how much it would be to send it to the US. I haven't gone on to look. But I would like to get her book. I would love to get her book. And I was thinking about making some merch, as making some Tiny Toes Reborn Nursery t-shirts. I have a ton of t-shirts here. I have a press, a t-shirt press, a professional t-shirt press. And all I have to do is print out the iron-on, and I could do it myself, you know. So I've been thinking about doing that. I just got a new printer. I just got to get the paper, the photo paper, to iron-on paper or whatever you want to call it. And I think you have to get special paper for the heat machine. It's actually sitting over on my sewing table. I did one where I had little feet, but I want to do one that has my logo on it. And I could go have them made and do some. I don't know if I want to do that. Make a couple of for myself first and then try it. And then, before you go spend buku bucks, you know, and then do it. Now, this is what it looks like beforehand. You're not going to see much difference after putting this on. See, Deborah, I don't know. I mean, when I put let me do this. Let me do this arm, and then I'll pick up that pencil again and that arm, and I'll do it again, and I'll see if I can rub it off, because that's what I was afraid of, is that it'll run off. Because I know a lot of the people that have bought my dolls, they just don't sit on a shelf, you know. You do stuff with them. You handle them, you know. Crap, I give mine baths, you know, but I painted them. So I know what to do, what not to do. And I've told it when I've been doing pretend bath videos with the reborns, I will tell you straight up front, you know, I painted these, so if I want to mess them up, I'll mess them up. I wouldn't advise doing it on your own unless you feel comfortable, you know. But I don't like get it soaking wet. I wet a washcloth, okay? I wet a washcloth. Then with the baby shampoo or the baby wash, whatever it is, I take a teeny tiny bit, put it in my hand, kind of so there's like barely any there. Put it in the washcloth and rub it in there. Then I put it on the doll. So there's hardly anything going on to the doll. But boy, do they smell good afterwards. But if you varnished it and it's varnished really well, there shouldn't be a problem. See, in there, you can't really tell a difference. But as you go through, and this is what I've noticed, as I go through and put this on after each mottling, it builds up, and so it looks more smoother to me. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish, is more the smoother look. And yeah. Okay, here's the limb. Here's the... Okay, let's try this one right here, because it's right here. There's already stuff in here, but I think it's paint, because this is my test limb. Anyway, this is brown. This is dark brown. PC 946. So if I put this on here, you see how many times I'm going across, right? There it is. Now, let me take my glove off. That's me rubbing kind of hard. So, and that's how I want it to look. I don't want it to look that dark. I want to, so it's blended in, you know. And supposedly after you do this and you put, the sealant on it, you know, your varnish, it shouldn't come off, because the paint don't come off, so this shouldn't come off. Yeah, I have a Cricut, but I don't, those new Cricuts, I have an old one that does vinyl, it cuts vinyl. I don't have one of those newer ones that do all that stuff. I think the one that I have, I've probably used a handful of times. As soon as I found the Reborns, everything over in the craft area has taken a back seat. Because this is more fun. This is more relaxing for me. I do stuff over there because I have the other channel. And I'm fixing to get ready to do Christmas in July over there, where I have some projects that I'm going to do for Christmas time, for December. But I'm doing them in July. So it's pretty much decor stuff. And so I can have it done so I can put it out on my, in the house, you know, stuff in the house. And then I'll do a tour. I usually do a fall and a Christmas one. I didn't do the spring one this year because I was sick. And upstairs still looks like a pigsty. Like, I came down here to be with you guys, and I should really be upstairs vacuuming and washing my floor. And I'm like, I don't want to. I'd rather come down here and paint and do this. And be with you guys. So, I asked a question over on the community tab. Is ask me any questions that you want to know or whatever. Because I was going to do a video on all the questions being asked. And so far only one person asked a question, which is fine. I want to get a bunch of them together and then I'll do a video, you know, and that'll be fun. But we're almost to the 1,400 subscriber giveaway. We're almost there. We need like 20 more people. Almost there. And yeah, that will be fun. So I'm just trying to make sure there's no paint, wet paint. So you can't really tell. But once you put on the, like this is the blue layer, and the next layer I'm going to do is the, back to where I was, the yellow. And you can't really tell the yellow one. But it does work. And then as soon as I do the maroon, that's when the kit starts to come alive, for me anyway. And Ariel just picked this out. She says, Mom, I want a boy. I'm like, okay. She doesn't like closed-eye babies because she likes to do the role play stuff. I'm like, well, I've got a couple down in my box. Go look. I think there's an open-eyed one in there. I'm not sure. Go look. And so she picked out the only one I have. And because I don't like doing open-eyed babies, I have a hard time. I have a hard time getting the eyes in. And it hurts my hand. This one's going to have like a, I have to see once I get done with the mottling part of this to see how it's going to come out. But this baby has a little bit of a boo-boo, and I'll show you just a second. It looks like one of those, you know how they get those pimples and it turns red, sore. I'll show you as soon as I get done doing this part. This blue it's really pretty. It is called True Blue by Folk Art, because I have Folk Art. But if you were using heat set paint, it's the ultramarine blue. I've marked my bottles what I think, from what I've seen on heat set paints, what it would be called from what I've seen on videos and stuff. I said, wow, that looks just like the color I have. So that's what I'm calling it. So this looks like the ultramarine blue with the heat set paints. It's really pretty, and it stands out. Now, I have a Tahiti blue. It's like a turquoise blue color that, you know, if you're doing an older baby, you don't want these dark looking area, you know, you don't want it this dark. So I have a lighter color blue that goes underneath. But see, it has a little owie right there. And I tried and tried and tried, and I cannot get that off. So you know what? It's staying. It's going to have a little owie right there. And you just make do with what you have, you know. I don't know if something got on this when I first did my first layers or whatever, and it doesn't come out. So I'm going to leave it there. It looks cute. So there's the first mottling and flesh tone. The next one is yellow. Is a yellow. I got yellow right here. And how bright that is. It doesn't go on there that bright though. And that's what Annette says too, is don't worry about the color because it's not going to look like that. And she's right. Because she says it may look like a Frankenstein baby, but it's not. It's not going to be, because of the green that she was using. I'm like, holy cow. And she's funny. So I got yellow, so I have to mix up yellow. I do have yellow right here. And if I cover, this has been sitting for a couple of days. And all I have to do is just remix it up. As long as it's covered, and I come down here and mix it. That's all I'm going to do for this one. I'm not going to add more to it or nothing. I'm just going to, I have these little dishes like from Dollar Tree, and I just set them on top of each other. And they'll stay in there. Like these ones have been down here for a while. I've been working on this baby for over a week now, because I got behind on videos. So I had to come down and do videos. Let's see. This flesh tone, this one, it's called Ceramcoat. It's a Ceramcoat version. It's from Delta. And it's called AC Flesh is what it's called. And it's 02085. This is one of the colors that I have. And this one is equivalent to what I think would be the Flesh 08 on the heat set paint. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's what it looks like to me. And it looks like kind of like coffee if you add a lot of milk to it. You know? So this, I've mixed up quite a bit of this. So this should last through these next pieces of the flesh color, you know, adding after. So we're going to add some yellow. The blue is Folk Art. I'm using Folk Art, but it's the True Blue, and it's the stuff is, I know it's by Folk Art. It says True Blue, but it's equivalent to ultramarine blue. But the folk art paint is thicker. It's more of a artist um, um, brand, you know. So it's thicker than my other stuff. It goes a long way. So we're going to do yellow. Do yellow. And I also will pounce it down first. Make sure you don't have nothing on your fingers when you pick up. And I just kind of put this in. So on the head, I'm kind of a little bit different about it because I don't want it to come out like they have like spots on their face. So I will tend to not do a lot on the face. And I'll go through. See, so you can barely see it, but you can. See, it kind of, the green's kind of the same way. It looks like they're not jaundice, that yellow, you know, but you can see a yellow tint. And when it works with the other colors, it blends in. They all go together to make it. So I've gotten, so just follow it and don't worry about it. Just wait until the end. You know, it's going to be a cute baby, I think. See, there's the yellow. And you probably can't see the yellow either. You can barely see it. You can see it on the front a little more. Like right up in the forehead area. But I don't usually put a lot on. Oh, you know what? I was married to my first husband for too long. We first got together. We dated as teenagers. And then when things got serious and I got pregnant, he changed. He got very abusive, physically and mentally. And I'm the stupid idiot that stayed with him. You know, they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, I'll never do it again. Any man tells you that, walk away. Because it's not true. And, you know, I don't know if I have the, not confident. You know, I was a little more strong. Well, now I am, I guess. Back then, I took his crap, you know. And it took me a long time. One day I got scared and I just said, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to be here. I don't want the kids to, no, I wasn't happy. So I just asked him a question. Are you happy? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, are you happy? We were living in a dump apartment. We had a car. Well, I had a couple of cars. His is the one that worked. Mine, you had to start it with a screwdriver. You know, and I just told him I'm not happy. And that's when I knew it was time to separate. But because he was violent at one time, I went to the police station and told him what I was doing, just in case I had to call 911. Because he almost killed me once. And I wasn't going to go through that again. And so it went okay. I mean, it was kind of calm. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then when I met Jeff, you know, he started all this stuff again, you know, and he was seeing somebody, you know, and he was like, we got to try to work it out. And I said, no, we don't. I'm done. You got to have the confidence. Do not let this man or whoever rule who you are or how you want to be. He's done. He's gone. See ya. Be you. And you have a lot of friends online. I know it's not the same as being in person, but I'm telling you right now, I have more friends online that I've never met than I did growing up. I mean, I have 2 girlfriends that I still talk to. Actually, one of them's coming out to see me. They know I do the dolls. My one friend is the one I made the doll for, you know. And I sent to her because she had breast cancer and survived. Yeehaw. If any of you are survivors, good for you. And my other friend knows. She doesn't care, you know. And that's the way it should be. You shouldn't get grief. You know, if this is what you want to do, this is what you want to do. I mean, Jeff doesn't like them. They creep him out. He knows that I do them and I like doing them, but they creep him out. And then any kind of negativity ever comes out, and I'm like, you don't have to like them, you know? But we don't have huge fights over it. I refuse to have fights over something that helps me. So, you know, just know that you have a lot of friends online, and whoever you have for support, it's really important to have some support after going through all that, of, you know, somebody close to you. If you don't, then find a good therapist and talk. And, you know, I know I'm making it sound easy. Believe me, it's not. I still have my days. I mean, I still have, Jeff can't goof around with me as far as like coming up from behind and stuff like that. I will haul off. It's like, you can't do that. You can't do that with me. I'm sorry. And it's been years, and I still have. I still have nightmares. I still have, you know, it's not ever going to go away. You just have to learn to deal with it. But your confidence takes. And you know, I think I've done pretty good with these guys. By no means am I a expert on this at all. But I think it looks pretty dang good for what I've seen. You know, in real person, I've only got Jake. An artist painted him. So I only have that one to go by that I have actually physically seen. And I don't think I'm that far off. So it just takes practice, lots of practice. Take your time, you know. And you got to love yourself, though. You've got to, you got to be comfortable in your own skin. And I know that's hard. For a long time, I didn't think I was good enough for anything, you know. And I have problems with a couple of my daughters, which kind of brings back all of that, just like that. Just like that. And it's like, you know what? I can't fret about it. They're grown women now. If they're going to be that way, then be that way. But when I talk to them, I just say, hey, how you doing? Are you good? You know, I talk to them about other stuff than stuff from the past. You know, I refuse to talk to them about it. I'm not going to talk to them about it because it puts them in a rotten mood, puts them in a place where they don't need to be and where I don't need to be. So we don't talk about it. It's just, I won't. I'll talk about them and what they're going through now, but not back then because it's just a touchy subject and I'm not going to go there, you know. Ugh. You can't stay in a relationship like that. And I know it's harder as you get older. I was so scared because I was always been with somebody. But you know, there's a lot of help out there for that kind of stuff. And I'm sorry that your husband is hurt, you know. My ex-husband, my son took him skydiving. And I'm like, well, be careful, you know. I wish you wouldn't do it, but be careful. And he told me his dad was going with him. I'm like, he shouldn't be doing that because he was in a motorcycle accident and his leg, one of his legs, doesn't bend all the way. So if he lands just right, he's going to just ruin his leg again, you know. Hi, Stacy. And so he went skydiving. He called me. He says, I'm on the way to the hospital. I'm like, what? His dad didn't land right and crushed his back. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for the kids, you know, but I'm not sorry because he's still a blankety blank blank to me, you know. And they keep telling me, oh, he's changed. He's changed. I said, no, he hasn't. You haven't been on the phone when I've been on the phone with him. He has not changed. Mm-mm. And right away it puts me in a, you can tell I'm in a different mode. So I'm going to quit talking about that now. I don't want to talk about it. He's a complete A. So I don't talk to him. You know. So, Yeah, so that was fun. I'm with you, Christina. I'm with you. I'll be saying prayers for you. Yeah, my heart does too. And it's so sad. Well, she knew it was coming, but still, when you lose one of your fur babies, it's awful. When we lost Belle, it was, it was bad. And Jeff and Ariel are both like, we need another dog. No, I do not want another dog. We have Bear. When Bear goes, I'm not getting any more animals. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Just stay strong. You're going to have days, but stay strong. Stay strong. Me too. And I don't like to, for one, it puts me in a really mood. And, unless you've gone through what I've gone through and wore my shoes, don't tell me how to be. And, oh my gosh, are you serious? We had one granddaughter die. Jeff's oldest daughter died. Oh, probably 4 years ago, I think. And we were not real close at all. She lived with her mom. But before she passed, she talked to her dad quite a bit. And I'm glad that our relationship was good before she passed. Or I think he would be having a worse time of it, you know? Yeah, it sucks. And a grandbaby? Oh my heck. Yeah, I don't, yeah, see, and I'm getting up in age. My eldest is 41. And that's why I was freaking out not being able to find him. And Jeff has connections and stuff. He's in the government and all that stuff. And I finally got a hold of one of his friends that he used to be real good friends with. I said, if you know where Sean is, I can contact him. Can you please tell him his mom wants him to call? Call me, let me know. And a few hours later, I got a text message. You've been looking for me? And I'm like, yes. Are you okay? First thing, are you okay? You know? And he's like, yes. And I said, okay, where are you? He's 41. He's a grown man. So there's nothing I can do. And I just want to know that he's okay. I just want to know my kids are okay. All my kids have grown up. Uh, three of them. Well, my son, I have four kids. Jeff has three. So his eldest is gone. His boy is married. No, he's not married. He's got three kids. They're not married. And his other daughter, that is the only one that lives here in Utah, is getting a divorce. And I have three grandbabies with them that I get to see. So, which I did get to see. I was gonna show you guys while I was on here. I went down there and I try to be the fun grandma. And I went out and got a bunch of rocks, and I took paints and stuff. I said, you guys want to paint rocks? It's like watching sand dry, whatever. And I said, I brought a big rock, so I want you guys to sign your names to it. So Blake is graduating, so I didn't think he would do this. I didn't think he would. But I knew the other two would probably go for it and stuff. But I did get them to sign their names. So I've got Blake, I've got Briggs, I got Makira, and I got Ariel. They all signed my rock. And I would love, this is heavy, I would love to send this to Ohio and have those grandkids sign it, right? And then get it back and then send it to New Hampshire and get my two granddaughters out there to sign it. Then I would have all their signatures on this little rock. But what I'm thinking about doing is contacting my daughters and see if they would get a small rock, and have the girls sign them, and send them to me. I don't know if they'll do that. It depends if this week they're talking to me or not. I don't know. Well, but that's what I want, is I want their little signatures. And I've got baby pictures, and I'm going to put the baby pictures together, but I thought this was fun. The only thing is I should write how old they are. Bakira's 14, Briggs is 10 or 11. 11, I think. Blake's 17. He'll be 18 in November. And Ariel's 13. But I thought it would be fun. I wanted to do something fun with them. See, I live far enough away from my girls. I mean, I live 3,000 miles away. If I went back to New Hampshire and I was there for a week, I'm sure they'd probably come see me. I don't know. I think they would. I think they would. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I wish I was closer, but Jeff is from Utah, and I can't get him to even think about going back to New Hampshire. That's where I was when I met him. Yeah. 16 was a rough age. I was in a lot of trouble. I ended up getting pregnant. I got grounded. I could go to school, come home. I had to take care of my son. And then because we didn't have a good relationship. And then when I turned 18, I was in 12th grade. It was probably the first half of the year, first semester, into the second semester. And I told my parents, I was the first fight we have, I'm out of here, and I'm taking him with me. They didn't like that. And we did. We had a fight, and I ended up getting approved for housing and everything, and I was packed up and ready to go. Well, in that time frame, my parents sought to take my son away from me. It was awful. It was awful, 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 awful. And it took me 18 years to get him back. It sucked. It sucked. Yeah, all my kids are grown up except for Ariel. Yeah, they're kind of close to, well, Asia, she's the youngest one above Ariel, and they live in the same town as he does. And Asia has a pretty good relationship with him because at the end of it, he didn't drink and he didn't do drugs and all that stuff. So he's the good person, you know. So she stayed with us out here until she turned 14. And then she got in trouble and she went back to New Hampshire with her dad because she didn't like the way we were living and how my rules are. She wanted to go her dad's and be able to do whatever the hell she wanted to do. So she went back there. I have a tattoo. I'm not covered with them. I have a couple of piercings, I'm not covered with them. She is covered with tattoos, piercings. I mean, if you look at her face, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. If she doesn't have any of that crap on, But she posted on Instagram her tattoo. It covers her whole back, her whole arm. If you want to do that, I'm really not your body, your choice, that kind of thing, whatever. But why would you want to ruin your beauty, your natural beauty? I don't get it. It's the younger crowd. I don't get it. But yeah, she is and she isn't kind of close with him because she spent most of her younger years with me and Jeff. And Sasha, she's my eldest daughter on my side, and she has a lot of problems. She has a lot of problems. We had her in therapy. The divorce didn't, I mean, she had a lot of problems prior to the divorce, but she had a lot of problems. She got pregnant at 20 something years old, had a lot of problems. She put herself into an institution. So, right then and there, she had to give guardianship over to her dad, which I was not happy about. But I'm not there. There's nothing I can do. And I'm still not happy about he has custody of my granddaughter. Sasha has visitation. Now Sasha and her dad have a mixed kind of relationship. When the last time I talked to her, they were kind of feuding because he has custody of her daughter, and she does have visitation, but it has to go on his terms. Well, she works a job. She doesn't have the same day off week to week to week. You have to kind of work with her. Well, he wasn't working with her, and he was telling her she couldn't see her daughter. I was pissed. What are you going to do? There's nothing I can do. She's a grown woman. She has to decide what she wants to do. I can't tell her what to do. She has her own whatever. I feel bad. I feel real bad. And the only reason I'm not totally freaking out is because their stepmother is really good. And she took good care of the kids. I didn't have a problem with her. I actually went to her and asked her, are you sure you want to get involved with that? And he's never laid a hand on her. He's never done any of that he did with me. Kind of pisses me off a little bit, but what are you going to do? So, but I know that my granddaughter is in good hands as far as she's concerned. So I can't be complaining. But my side, I only have 2 grandbabies. My 2 girls have kids. My 2 boys don't have children. So, and they're probably not going to. And the 2 boys are the last ones to carry on each of their names. So that kind of sucks, And yeah, but what are you going to do? I feel bad because the line stops with them on both sides, on my side and my ex-husband's side. So, because I have granddaughters, I don't have grandsons over there. Yeah, if they're giving you a run for the money now at 14, you just wait until they turn 18 and stuff. Hopefully they grow up. I kept hoping that when they got into their 30s, they're just going to grow up and they're going to treat me with respect and they're going to, oh, Mom, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry the way I was. Only one kid has done that. I've always had a good relationship with my son, but Jeff's son, he has grown up so much. I never thought he would be how he is today when he was 14 at all. And he has done so well. I'm proud of him. I'm actually proud of him. He's doing really good. Yeah, teenagers just are moody. Ariel's 13, going on 14, so she's got the hormone things going. But lately she's just had a nasty, nasty attitude towards her dad. And I'm like, why are you so mad at your father? Why are you so... And she's just disgusted. She don't want him to touch her. When he tries to play with her, she tries to talk to her. And Jeff is a playful kind of guy, And she's just not having it. She's just not having it. I'm like, Ariel, I had to sit her down. I said, you can't be like that. I said, whatever you're going through, you're going to have to tell me about, because it's not cool that you're taking it out on us, And we've learned from 7 other children that crap ain't going to fly, So you can go right back out the door and come back in. It's not going to happen. We're not going to do this. I've already had teenagers. We're not going to have that crap again. If you want to talk, if you're having a bad day, you need to tell me. Do not express it in attitude, You just need to tell me, Mom, I'm in a rotten mood and I don't want to talk. then I'll leave her alone. When she's ready to come back, then we'll deal with it then, you know? So, hubby, he's like, remind me to put toothpicks in my bag. Over on my other channel, I did what's in my husband, what's in my husband's bag, because he carries. He's so funny. When I first met him, he had this little planner, right, that he carried with him, and it went so he needed a bigger planner, so he got a big 8x11 planner, right, and he had paper in it and all of his cards and stuff like that. He graduated from that little planner. He's got a little wallet, and he has a man bag. He has a backpack that he takes with him. So I thought it would be fun on my other channel, on the Laura M. Wood channel, my other channel. I did what's in my husband's bag. And I did a video with everything that's in his bag. So funny. It was fun. And after we were done, I'm like, why do you have a pair of socks in your bag? I don't carry socks in my bag unless it's wintertime. Then I might carry socks, but he has a pair of socks in there. And he was telling me because he served in the Army for a number of years and stuff. So he's a trained medic and stuff. So when he sees an accident, he stops. So if it's raining or whatever and his boots get wet or his shoes get wet, he likes to change his socks. So he keeps the change of socks in his bag. And I'm like, okay. If I carried as much crap as he does, I would have to carry a backpack too. I don't carry a backpack. I carry a purse, and I have a little bag in there that has like toothpicks and Band-Aids, and I have a little bag like that, kind of like his, but it fits in my purse. It doesn't go in a backpack. I have a different backpack for all that stuff that goes in my car when we're traveling. So yeah. Anyways, I'm adding the maroon on now, so you can see the little droplets. You don't want that. And with air dry paints, you get that because you mix with water, so you're gonna have little bubbles. But if you take them off, after you get them all off, when you're doing this, the mottling kind of looks like veins. And I wasn't doing this right. I'm like, I would be putting it on and leaving that on there. And then I was watching, what's her name again? Creative Reborns? Whatever her name is there. And I was watching her do this, and she goes back with another sponge or a brush and taps them. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. So, see, there's the maroon. And what is that? I just saw a spot. Okay. But see how it's coming along. I haven't done her face. I do put this on her face, on the face, but only after I've done around the head. So it doesn't have as much on the sponge. So it's not so prevalent. See, it's not so prevalent, but there's some on there. Every time I show it in the picture, in the screen, I'm like, what is that spot? So that looks good. And then if you look away from the light and it sits there, and I'm like, it's coming alive, It's coming alive. So we got a little bit left. Well, we've been on here for quite a while, guys. So I'm glad that you came on with me. And I'm going to hop off. Nice conversation. Hold your head up high, those of you that are struggling. I want to say things will get better, because in a lot of instances it will. And you just keep your chin up. Just keep chin up. I'll pray for you, and I've always told everybody, you know, if you need to talk, if you're having a bad time and you really need to talk to somebody, you know, ours was, I imagine most of you are probably in the Midwest somewhere. Um, you know, I may be so many miles away or whatever, but you can still send an email, you know, and if you really want to talk one on one, we can always FaceTime, you know. And I've got how many people now? 1380 nice people that I'm a part of, are part of my thing here. And always welcome to feel that you need to talk. Yeah, I love when they come alive. And it seems like after I've done the red mottling, the maroon mottling, it always seems to come alive. But then I have to get it so it blends in, because that's why I'm doing the um, flush layers after each one to help it blend in more and not have that. Um, this baby, I think, is going to be way cute. She's coming out really good. I keep calling it a her because the kit name is Paisley. But Ariel wanted a boy, open eye, and she keeps going to girl. And I said, I thought you wanted a boy. That's why I'm doing this for you, because I thought you wanted a boy. I don't know, Mom. She'll know as soon as it's finished. Like when she comes home today, she'll come. Actually, she's not coming home today, I don't think. I got to text her and find out. She's supposed to go to her friend's house. But when she does come home, she usually comes down here. See what I'm doing. I'm usually painting, watching a show. I'm watching actually two shows. I'm watching Vampire Diaries and Originals. And I usually watch them while I paint. And she'll come down. I'll pause it. And she sees what I'm doing. She knows I'm working on this for her because my other kit hadn't come yet and it's here now. And I'm sitting here staring at it and it's like, I want to do that one. But I want to finish this one first. See? So cute. Still kind of wet. But I sponge out the on my mat here and get all the things off. She's going to be cute, I think. Way different. She's coming out cute. But I'm going to do an older baby. So, I don't know. I think I watched. See, I'll watch videos. Stacy, you have videos, right? I think I've gone on and watched a few of yours. But sometimes I watch them when I'm logged into my other. You're painting too? And hey, we're painting together. We're just not together. Are you heat set paint? Do you use heat set? I can't do that. I'm afraid of the fumes and stuff. I'm afraid, and it's a total different way of painting too. I'm scared. I don't want to try to do it. But yeah, I want to finish this baby for Ariel. So it's like, well, I'll go live and paint and see. I've been actually looking on Reborn's. Oh, do you? Ugh. I'm scared to use that. I like watching everybody else do it though, because it looks easy, but I bet it's not, because things that look easy to me end up not being easy. And I don't want to get frustrated. I like doing this. I guess on heat set, you have time to do stuff, you know, and with air dry, I don't. Like, I have to, like, I just did this and I have to get the paint off to go back before it dries, because it dries quick. And you don't want red to dry quick before you have a chance to do what you need to do to it. But I like watching heat set because it's like, okay, you're using that color. I will try to find that same shade of color with my paints and use it. And it's similar, but it's different, you know? It's similar, but different. Oops, I missed a spot. Don't want to miss a spot. And I really like their feet red. I have a hard time sometimes getting them red. That deep, like red color. so I'll use this color that I'm using for the mottling. And this red is usually what I go through, and I'll do the lips with it a little bit, and the nails, and if the creasing needs it more, which this one, I don't think I'm going to crease it anymore. I might, right in here, might need it a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, you'll probably end up, if you can't find the paints I'm using, just find, if you can find these kind of paints, you know, these kind, it doesn't matter the brand, as if you can find the color. You know, it's not so much the brand, it's the color. Like this is Ceramcoat, and we got some idiot on here. I don't know who that is, but being idiot, eh? Remove. This person's being awful. There we go. There. I was hoping when I started doing lives I wouldn't get the creepies, but that's going to happen. So there's creepos on here. One anyways. So I just ignore them. You're giving me views. Go for it. So, you know, you don't have to be hateful to people. And I swear nobody has anything to do with their life. If you're on, you know, that's what bullies are. They just have, they're hurting. You know, they just need attention. They're hurting. Whatever. Sorry, I grew up with things like that. You don't bother me at all. I just laugh. You know, go find something to do. Leave me alone. That's what I try to tell Ariel if she sees. She doesn't get bullied, but she has friends that do, and I just tell them, you just need to tell them to go on. Do not engage with them. Do not do any of that. Just move on, do your own thing. Don't worry about it. Oh, fun. I didn't graduate from high school. I got my GED. But I went on to college, and I've got my associate's degree in business management, and I got my bachelor's degree in computers. So, it's not going to amount to much. Amounted to something, you know. I don't have a job in that field at all because I would have to travel, you know, and I'm not going to travel. I'd like to find something I can do from home. That's what I'd like to do. But I haven't had luck with that yet. So we're back to doing this part again. And make it blend more. So anyways, guys, I am going to go and do some other stuff. I'm going to put the other layer of this on and a couple more of the, hopefully get done with the mottling, and then I can go start doing the details, more details, and get this doll finished for Ariel. I'm hoping by the weekend so she can have it, but it'll be bald. I don't think she's going to want me to do hair. You too, have fun painting. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go watch my show, and I got to text Ariel to find out if she's coming home or not, and go from there. But I'll be on again hopefully next week, and we'll do something else. Maybe do something else. We'll do something else. Maybe take a walk around the nursery or whatever. I did the newest nursery tour. nothing's really changed. I can't move stuff anymore. You know, I'm not supposed to. I have been looking though, and it's like, okay, I need to do something a little different over here. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you for being on and everything. And Christina, hang in there. Everything will be good. Everything will be good. So we will see y'all again soon. Bye now.